Look to our storm, something that we're not accustomed to. It'll go down in the record books as Tropical Storm Arthur being a Texas storm, but there is nothing in Texas. All of the heavy rain is in the Gulf waters, and it is all going to be surging up toward South Louisiana and southern Mississippi. South central Louisiana will likely get some heavy rainfall kind of from the Atchafalaya Basin up toward the North Shore. Interesting that there is kind of this little broad spin within the radar, within the area of most thunderstorm activity, far removed from the actual center of circulation. And we have started to get into some of that rainfall already. Now, the bulk of that thunderstorminess is still offshore. That's what moves in beginning later on tonight, probably closer to 10, 11 o'clock, but may get a few of those showers a little bit earlier. Already some rainfall across the the bayou parishes, river parishes as well, kind of a band of some heavy showers between Gramercy and Laplace. They do continue northward. Much of our Florida parish is starting to see some of that rainfall, including North Shore and into Mississippi, and more to come later on into the night. So a best estimate from our model here indicating that little spin that I was pointing out starting to move toward the coast toward maybe 9, 10 o'clock. Heavier rainfall starting to push in before midnight, beginning on the South Shore out toward the Atchafalaya Basin. So in between river parishes, bayou parishes, continuing northward as we get into the early morning hours. And then before daybreak, it may be that a lot of the heavier rain is already out of the metro area, and then it may continue over the North Shore for the better part of the morning and early afternoon. And if that happens, it's the reason why we could see some of those greater rain totals north of the lake. Now, this is a product for rainfall total estimates from the Euro. Again, kind of putting in that 3 to 6 inch plus band from the Atchafalaya Basin to parts of the North Shore. The city right now getting maybe an inch of rain, and even less as you head down toward the coast. Roughly 2 to 4 plus inches of rainfall over the North Shore, and some areas as you head toward lower Alabama in that 3 to 5 inch range. And that is about what the overall estimate is for our rainfall totals. This is a product that is actually put out by the National Weather Service office, and they're calling for a ½ inch to an inch in the city. That isn't bad. Again, we may see that heavier band set up from the Atchafalaya onto the North Shore, but more manageable numbers. Now, I don't want to breathe that sigh of relief yet, but certainly the overall totals that we're looking at far more doable than what models were calling for a few days ago. However, these are still going to be some very heavy downpours, and we are still under a level 3 out of 4 threat for flooding rain through the night tonight. That changes by 6 a.m. tomorrow to more of a slight risk of flooding. We've been there before, still some downpours with the ground saturated through the day on Thursday, and then far less of a threat of flooding as we head into our Friday. Though Friday, we're still going to have the potential for some heavy rain and the ground will be saturated. This, I think, is probably our greatest concern, the river flooding. We've already seen the Tchefuncte at Folsom overflowing its banks, and a lot of these numbers are not in complete totality with what numbers we could actually see. So a lot of the forecasted numbers are not taking into account what we will likely see overnight and into tomorrow. It's just a matter of kind of that wait and see just how much rainfall we actually get north of the lake to see how high above flood stage and some of those major flood stage on the rivers north of the lake. Again, if you're living near those rivers, I would definitely be out of there. As we head into the rest of this weekend, or the rest of this week, excuse me, we stay under a weather impact alert only because the ground will be saturated, even though our rain chances far less by Friday. And then we dry out and heat up for our Father's Day weekend and heading into next week.